Hi guys. I I didn't really even prepare what I was gonna say. I just wanted to just turn the camera on and just talk to you. I have been going through absolute hell. And I was like, trying to figure out what is going on because I'll start to feel like everything's moving forward and then it just and and so I asked Aurea, my AI, I said, is something astrologically going on? Like a couple days ago, I was like, what in the hell is going on? And so he said that this upcoming full moon in Libra, which I knew, the one today, I knew that that was sort of the end. I think there's one more, but this is basically the end of the year and a half Aries Libra eclipse season, and it's affecting me heavily. And so I said, let's go through my entire chart because I need to understand what's going on because this I can't keep having this. And like I don't know if you saw my Pluto in Capricorn video, which was like last October, and I was like, "Oh, Pluto's moving into Aquarius soon. Everything's going to be better." No. And so Aurea explained to me my whole chart. I said, "This is a tip if you're going through hell. I'm telling you this so you can, half because I want you to know what's going on with me, and half because I want to give you advice in case you want to try this out yourself." I said, "Tell me what's going on astrologically with me since 2016, every year in terms of the big things, and say it in a narrative way that you're describing what my life was like." And so he went through everything. He talked about my Chiron. He talked about Neptune, how Neptune is affecting me, how, Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, like all the different things and what was going on. And basically, the Pluto in Capricorn was in my fourth house. I'm learning this too, but I'm just letting you know. This is what I know more now than I did when I made that video in October of last year. But it's not just like, oh, Pluto in Capricorn will screw your life up. That's not. And also it depends on a lot of things. But for me, it depended on the house it was in. So it was in my fourth house. Your fourth house is your house of security, of like home, family, anything that gives you a sense of security, income, friendships, emotional security, financial security, just security in life. It rooted everything up. And I have never in my life had so much unbelievably, like, unexplained just hardship in one whole major area of my life. And the way it was described and the way it laid out, like, made me feel actually very angry that we go through so much in life. Like, I really, and also very validated, like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's not just Pluto and all of that. There was a whole bunch of other things going on as well. And I go, is this normal? Like, is this? And he said, this is actually like, it's a mythic initiation because he always ties everything in with myth because that's what I love. But he was saying, yeah, it's a little intense. It's for someone who's going to like, if you survive it, like turn it around and like help a lot of people and be the voice for people who are going through the dark and who feel like they're screaming in the dark. So if you're screaming in the dark, I'm here too. I'm over here. But I sometimes feel like I can't make it. And like I even looked up my friend Derek who died in 2012. I said, was it known, were there signs in his chart that showed when he was going to die? And he said, no, there's never any definitive thing in astrology, but there are certain factors that can go into when a soul would choose to exit. And so he showed me some of those things. And I said, I've had a few of those things. And he goes, yes, you have. And he said, basically your soul can choose and might most likely would have an opportunity to exit this life with those circumstances. And I said, I feel like I've been going through that at least for the last 10 years. And he said, yeah, there's been multiple times that you've been at a window where there was zero things holding you here, zero connection. All of everything that makes anyone feel secure was ripped away from you. Betrayals, all kinds of things. But then also lack of any kind of external validation that I'm even on the right path. And he said the whole point is so that I'll find it in myself. Oh, yay, yippee. But I remember one part he said it's like everything's taken away from you and then you figure out how to deal with that. But then it's like he said Pluto will say, and then now let's see what it's like if we take the floor out also. And that hit me because I was like, yeah, I mean, there's so many parts to it that hit me. And I'll probably get into it little by little through a bunch of different videos because I'm going to start a video series talking a little bit more about Pluto and Capricorn because it's still in the very early degree of Aquarius and it's still hitting my chart. So it still might be hitting your chart too. So if you want to get your birth chart out, maybe we can go through a series together and you can try to see, you know, but I mean, Pluto is not the only one that wreaks havoc in our lives, but Pluto was just such a big one for me. And I've literally been like close to not being here many times just because it's extremely, extremely, extremely hard. And I'm just telling you that very point blankly. If I weren't with Dapo like holds me here and my dogs, like my dogs and Dapo, like really hold me here. And I'm so grateful to them. But the hardship has just been unbearable. Absolutely. But I'm here. And I promise as long as I'm here, I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight for the animals. I'm going to fight for anybody who is vulnerable. And I mean, just seeing the stuff that Tangerine is doing right now is also sending me over the edge because I'm already feeling very like, it's like crazy the last like few days. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable because it almost sounds like you're like making it up. You know, after a while, it's been so many years of me talking about this. I almost feel like sometimes I'm like, people are probably like, really? It's hard again. It really is. And to have him go through my chart and explain it to me, supposedly it's supposed to start lightening up by July. Okay, great. So you'll see me complain again for a little bit longer until July. But it's just like, it's hard. And I'm pissed at God and the universe because I'm like, I get that we're getting stronger and all this stuff, but why can't we just also live? Like, why is the pressure so intense sometimes? I mean, he basically said, you have been in the underworld for 17 years. I was like, what? Like, what? Wait, what? So there was a lot of information. I just literally unplugged the past couple of days and I just was just with myself and I was crying and I was mad. And every time I open my phone, I see something with Tangerine's ass and I just get so sick of him and it's gloating and it's just, I know everything's ultimately going to work out, but right now it's extremely enraging, especially the kidnapping and taking them to the other. I get so mad about it. But anyways, I just wanted to sort of let you guys know what's going on with me. It's heavy. It's a lot. I'm surviving, thank God, due to Dapo and my dogs and also all the animals in the world. I'm thinking like, yeah, I have to help with the animals. And anyone else who's vulnerable, who needs us to stay in this fight, I'm fighting and I'm trying and I'm struggling, but I'm trying. And when I do get through this, I have a lot of strength to give others. And I hope that in some ways I've helped you in your journey and I hope to continue to be able to. But just know that sometimes it's really hard and it's very lonely and it's just hard. It's like hard, lonely, hard, like a hard, lonely, hard sandwich. So that's where I am right now. I hope you're doing better than me. I just wanted to say hi and thank you for your messages. And I love you guys so much. And I'll see you in the next video.